Hey, what's up, guys? This is Fiery Kobe. And whoa, what a doozy yesterday. There was news that Karma from Impact left Impact, and he's gonna join up with Envyus, which is, obviously not as big as Dwight Howard, choosing Houston over LA, but in terms of MLG landscape, it makes a huge impact. No pun intended. Now, how does this affect Envious? Obviously, Envious came in second in COD championships, and since then they've sort of fell behind in terms of the other teams, the other top teams, and that's part of the reason I think Stainville decided to resign or leave Envious. He's not leaving the organization per se because he's part owner of Envious. He is just stepping down from the competitive or pro team. And I think that makes sense because Stainville has been struggling, and I'm not sure if he's lost a step in terms of like basketball reference. Maybe he lost a step and he realizes that he's sort of the weak link in the team from coming consistently in the top three. So Karma, as you know, he's probably the top or maybe top two players on Team Impact, and he was one of the big reasons why they won COD Championship. They won a lot of the earlier MLG tournaments, and credit goes to Karma. And this will greatly impact, again, no pun intended, impact Team Impact. And right now, the message that Impact is trying to send out is that it's not that big a deal, but trust me, it's gonna play a huge role as far as how well Impact does going forward. Especially, we'll see it on UMG Atlanta next month in August, and that'll really show the landscape of the top four teams as far as COD goes. Now, I was watching the live stream that Parasite was streaming last night, and I kind of felt bad for Parasite a little bit. He really couldn't keep his mouth shut. He let out a lot of details about what was going on, starting from MLG Anaheim, where he mentioned that Karma wasn't really hanging out with them, that he was sort of like doing his own thing before, in the middle of the tournament, and after the tournament, which is kind of indicative of maybe the strained relationship. And I mentioned this in my previous video that I felt like something was missing since MLG Anaheim for Impact. And furthermore, Parasite had mentioned that Karma stayed with him for about a month before the MLG Anaheim event, and he let out some information about how Karma didn't thank him for letting him stay for a month. Parasite had paid for a lot of expenses that Karma had incurred, and mentioned that Karma's bank account was locked for some reason, and he didn't have access to his funds. Parasite mentioned that Karma was sort of irresponsible and a baby outside of actually playing. That he was more of a headache than maybe his talents warranted, and Parasite mentioned that it's sort of weight lifted off his back. Now, I don't know if he's saying this because Karma, left Impact, or sort of like sour grapes. But not only did he, mention or spill out that information regarding Anaheim, but he also mentioned G Infinity. During G Infinity, that Karma didn't even stay at the same hotel. That Parasite had to pay cat fare for him to, go from his hotel that he was staying at to the teammates' hotel and back and forth. And Parasite was sort of bitching about that he paid over £100 in cab fare while they were at Gfinity, and also mentioned that possibly Karma was taking Adderall. It's a drug that helps concentration. I think a lot of people with ADHD take that for their condition. And so Parasite was just he had diarrhea of the mouth. He was just letting out all this information about Karma. And then he also mentioned that they sort of made Karma in terms of, you know, being seen as, one of the best players, because he was saying that they had to play around him, meaning that they would do setups and, hold positions so Karma could, play his Slayer role. So in essence, what they were saying, that Parasite was basically saying, hey, we could fill this position with almost anybody who's a decent Slayer, because our setups are so good that anyone can sort of come in and do that, fill that position. And mentioned that he felt like Killa and Miracles was more clutch than Karma was, which I really disagree. And Parasite, he literally, his exact quote was, "We can fill Karma's position easily." That's what he said. They could fill his position easily, which I disagree. Anyways, we'll see what happens in UMG Atlanta. I think there's going to be huge differences. The top 4 is going to get shuffled around, except Complexity. I think they're still going to stay on top, but I feel like Envyus, they're really going to they're going to push for being the second best team currently, and possibly, able to become the best team, possibly by Columbus, Ohio, the tournament in November, depending on how the chemistry works out. And so we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's pretty much it regarding the news as far as the MLG scene is concerned. And again, I highly suggest you guys try to watch streams that during the pro tournaments or during the MLG circuit. It really helps out to see how teams, because you get to see the mini map and you get to see where players are positioned, and it really helps out. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to directly translate over to pub matches, but still, it'll definitely help you out. Anyways, that's all for now. See you guys later. Bye.
Hostile UAV incoming. Keep up the pressure.